I got to say, congratulations, Battle of the Blades, being part of something like this. How does it feel being part of, we consider Canadian tradition, and these are one of these shows that coming back really is one of the most popular programs ever, whether it be whatever channel, whatever else in Canada, extremely popular. How does it feel being part of something like this?
I mean, Eric can speak more as being Canadian. Before coming on the show, I really honestly never even knew about the show.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get right in. So here you are, part of it. What were your thoughts in, I don't know what this is about, and now you're an alumnus?
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. It was different than I thought it would be. I knew it would be a ton of work, but it was a lot more work than I would have expected, and I didn't expect to make such a connection with my partner.
You know what? You could feel that. What about yourself being part of all this?
Well, I've watched the first 4 seasons, and I just think that it's such a cool show, and I'm just so happy that a show like this exists. I think the people who came up with it are brilliant, and to be a part of it is just like a really fun and cool adventure.
I had a blast watching you guys. I love the outfits that you guys had. I love the music. Who chose all of this stuff?
A combination. For our first week, it actually wasn't like our first song choice. I love Lizzo, but it was just a song that they thought was clear because the music process can kind of be complicated. Mm-hmm. And then we heard it once and we were like, oh, we really like this. And then we grew to love it. And Cher is actually my favorite singer of all time.
Who chose the sweaters?
Oh, we didn't get to choose them. It came up by our. It was partly our choreographer Julie Marcotte, and then partly the costume designer Mathieu Caron, who did an amazing job. But everybody, all the guys were like, "Oh, you got to keep that sweatshirt. You can wear it you can wear it out tonight." And it's like, I know, it's so nice.
It was. And you talked about a connection. What was it like for the training and getting together? Because, like I said, you guys were so good. And I'm gonna say this. I was actually surprised that you guys were in the bottom because I didn't think, I'm not going to say who I thought should be, but I didn't think you guys should have been. What was it like training? I mean, you're using different muscles and stuff like that?
Yeah, every day, every hour, it was like something else hurt. And we worked through that together. It was, just an amazing process. And to think like how far I came. I couldn't stand on the skates, and it would be like the next week I could stand on them, but still really wobbly.
But here's the thing. You never saw any of that. We never saw any of that. It was crisp. It was clean. It looked fantastic. What do you think the connection is between the two? Trust has to be one of them.
Oh, for sure. I think coming in, we both came in with an open mind, and I think we found ourselves on the same page with a lot of the way we go about things, our drive, our work ethic, but most importantly, how we both made it a priority to just have fun and enjoy the whole process.
I was just going to ask about that. How do you conquer your fears when you have all these people watching you doing something that you're doing for the first time, and you've got to put, like I see now, that beautiful smile on your face? How do you do that? Because you want the audience to root you on, and they were standing ovation, so they did love it too.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I think having Eric as my partner, like having that connection from the get-go and to trust him to like hold me in the air. I don't know who else like I would ever trust to do that besides.
People should realize that's not, I mean, you guys make it look effortless. It's not an easy thing to do with timing, strength, balance. And you're on ice, and you're on a blade. Like, that's crazy when you think about it.
I think that's actually, even for me, that's the craziest part, is to have Amanda come in, a hockey player, totally unfamiliar on all areas, like with her feet on the ice, with her feet in the air, being upside down and swung around, and she just, like, attacked everything, and just showed such, like, fearlessness that I was impressed from day one.
What do you think you learned about yourself that maybe you didn't know? I mean, you're a hockey champion, you've traveled around the world, but this was something new that I consider you conquered. So what do you think you learned about yourself that maybe you didn't know before?
A lot. I think I'm going to realize as time goes on more and more reflecting, but it's a high pressure situation. I was trying to compare it, and it's it's almost like a shootout in hockey, but that's like 5 seconds, and you still have other teammates to rely on if you mess up. But this, it's like there's no second chances, and one of the coolest parts that nobody really saw was before our first performance, the night before, we had like disastrous practices. Like we couldn't get up our lifts. Like I was so upset, like so worried, just going into the first night, and we couldn't do lifts, like out of kind of nowhere. And even leading up into the show, it was like we had one 15-minute practice, and in the last minute, Eric was like, realized something that I wasn't doing on the lift, like holding his wrist, and then we literally got it up then and then had to go out and perform.
Would never have known. Oh my goodness. It was just like you guys got together, hey, we're going to do this, and you made it happen. What advice can you give people that, may not think that they can rise to the top because they keep making those same mistakes, but somewhere along the line, they do discover it. So what would you give them advice about?
I mean, it's been said before, but just never give up. And I think that can be applied on a small scale, whether it's something you're trying to learn daily, or on a big scale if you're trying to change your life around, or get a promotion at work, or start a new career. You know what I mean? Like, so much of my career was just keeping on going when everybody else didn't. And then after a certain amount of time, you're that one person that just kept on going that whole time and ended up making it all the way to the top.
Same thing?
For advice?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I was just really listening to what he was saying. And I think that's true for myself, just putting myself out there like that. It now feels like I can do a lot more, and I don't know, like, what would be scarier for me than that.
Going after this, going after conquering your fears, and at the same time, Sick Kids is your charity, if I remember correctly?
That's mine, yeah.
Yeah. Incredible that you guys are giving back at the same time, too.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the coolest part of this show is that everybody has a charity, and it is about much more than just being a TV show or
Trying to win the trophy.
yeah, trying to win, and it's like visiting, not So What, but So What We lost a TV show competition when we were visiting a children's hospital when there's kids that are so sick daily.
Absolutely. Okay, before we wrap this up, so who do you think is going to win this competition, looking at this part of it? Because Sheldon's looking good, so what do you guys think?
I mean, Sheldon has like the biggest personality of a person I think I've ever met to begin with, and on the show, and that's going to bring him really, really far.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a strong competitor. Also, Bruno and Katya are
Yeah. No, I got